Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to This Week in Gaming. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more improvised since we've got some more gaming events going on later in the week, and I definitely want to cover those and not really backtrack so much. So without further ado, let's get into the gaming news. Starting with one of the biggest headlines for the week, or I guess almost this past week, being that Helena Taylor, the original voice actress for Bayonetta, was no longer going to be a part of the franchise, and now come to find out through her Twitter, which you can see the video here. She explains that Nintendo or Platinum Games or a mix of both parties was not going to compensate her fairly for her work, and said that she was going to be paid a flat rate of $4,000 for all the voice work that she was going to do on the game total for Bayonetta 3, which is not fair for anybody that's not too sure on that. So she was trying to negotiate with them, wasn't able to come up with anything. So she eventually left the project, and then Jennifer Hale was welcomed into it. Now, according to the reports that I've seen so far, which you can see IGN also covered this, and they have been updating their articles, so if you want to know information, definitely go check them out. But from the information I've seen so far, Jennifer Hale did not know anything about why Taylor decided to leave the project, so she's kind of being blindsided by this a little bit. But the big thing is that Helena Taylor has asked the fans not to purchase Bayonetta 3 because of her mistreatment, but she also said that, like, you should send that whatever money that you're going to pay, send that to charity. So Jennifer Hale, she was constantly being brought into the conversation, obviously, because she is the new Bayo. And she responded by saying, I was not aware of the situation, and I can't really say much because I'm under NDAs and all of that. But I will say that a whole team of people did work on this game, and it would be a shame that, somebody's transgression against Taylor would cause the whole game to crumble, because a lot of people really put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, which I do agree with that viewpoint. I do understand Taylor's viewpoint, but it's still like, it wasn't just her on the project, so it shouldn't just be like, if I go down, everybody goes down with me. But I do understand her feelings of frustration and her not wanting to support the project. So to that, I would say leave it up to the fans whether they decide to support this or decide to take that money and donate it to charity. I just think if they are doing that and they are actively avoiding it, they should be very public about it, so that way Nintendo and Platinum Games knows that this is not something that they should do again or ever again. But the newest update to this, which I believe was posted today, which is the 18th for me, is that it was reported that Nintendo actually went back to negotiate a contract with her, and supposedly they said that it was $4,000 per session, not $4,000 for the whole project that she was going to be getting paid. So now there's a little bit of confusion and weirdness to it, so that just makes me feel even more so like, if you want to get the game, get the game. Do whatever. If you want to support charity, but don't actively avoid this game if you really wanted to play it, because clearly there's some weird things going on here. But that aside, that was really one of the big stories and still developing. We also had the MetaQuest 2, which launched last week, and or excuse me, not the MetaQuest 2, the MetaQuest Pro, which has both VR and AR capabilities, which is pretty interesting. I am a little confused as to why they went with both, considering they're having augmented reality and mixed reality is not what people who use VR are typically looking for, and they're putting themselves in direct competition with Microsoft, which created the HoloLens, and I believe the HoloLens 2 is going to be coming out, if not has already come out. So they're I believe they're splitting their audience a little bit with this move. I know one of the reasons they listed for it in their presentation was that they wanted to appeal to more working people, and to that, who wants to put a VR headset when they're trying to sit down and get some work done? Even if it makes it for a cooler experience, is it really more practical? I don't know. I guess it depends on what you do. But in any case, it will be coming out here. Let's see, pre-order will be available in the coming week. So if you want to get your hands on that, be sure to have the pre-order ready, because I think this is going to be an item that a lot of people are going to want to get their hands on. The next really big headliner, especially for myself, which I believe dropped 2 days ago, is that Comcast has pulled the plug on G4. And going through this article that was written by Deadline, which, by the way, what makes this even more insane is that the Deadline dropped this news, and there were pretty much everybody that I follow that works with G4 or is a part of G4 or is a host on G4 did not know this was happening. So they found the news through Twitter, through people adding them on social media, which is really horrible, and the communication should have been much better there, regardless of what their reasoning is for canceling the network. But going through here, you see the leader of G4, his name Dave Scott. I believe he's one of the spearheads for the network and was trying to help get things running. Stated that his reasoning for it is just that it did not pick up enough traction, and it wasn't really making the money. They weren't making their investment back, pretty much. Which I'm unfortunately not too surprised about. I think they would have been much more successful if they had done what I originally thought they were going to do, which is relaunch as just like a YouTube channel and just be active on social media, instead of trying to appeal to both having like that network television side and also trying to have like the Twitch streams and the YouTube and the social media side of things, or like the digital media side of things. But we'll see. I don't think G4, if it does continue, it definitely cannot continue in the same capacity that it was before, but hopefully maybe some of the hosts can get together and continue to do the work that they were doing on YouTube or whatever platform they choose, just because I think they were doing a lot of really cool stuff, and I often learned a lot of things from them and connected with the community of G4 actually, and would be ashamed to see like that community disappear because of this. This next one is kind of big, but kind of not, but like it made my head turn, so I included it. This randomly went trending on Twitter a couple days ago that Markiplier says that he'll start an OnlyFans, and the proceeds will go to charity, so he's not just trying to, he's monetizing his body, but not just for his own profit. He's sending it to charity, which is nice. But the only way he'll do this is if these podcasts that are listed in his description become like the #1 podcast for their category. I think it's just like they all have to be #1 at the same time or something like that. I have to do a little more research. I've been looking for some podcasts, but he's gonna be sharing, I think in his own words, like some tasteful news or like a new calendar or tasteful new calendar or something like that. So I'm always down to support charity. So if y'all want to support some charity, check these podcasts out. Give him a reason. All right, next here on the docket, we got Invincible video games being officially in the works. And what's most interesting about this is Skybound worked with other developers that created, like you see here in the comicbook.com article, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners and Telltale's Walking Dead, which would be pretty interesting to see Invincible adopt that format. I feel like it could be one of the more successful ways that Invincible adopts a format, just because like when I think of like Invincible getting a video game, I immediately think, I know it's listed somewhere in this article, like, a fighting game, which, we see My Hero get a fighting game, Much Punch Man got a fighting game, Demon Slayer got a fighting game, like lots of different animations are getting fighting games. I wouldn't be surprised if Jujutsu Kaisen got a fighting game. So, the audience is definitely there for that. But a Telltale kind of video game for Invincible would also be pretty interesting, just with the twists and turns that we experience. So we'll have to keep our eye out. I believe it said tabletop games and video games and more. And I know some people in the comments were kind of worried that this could just mean like mobile games. I'm hoping that's not the case since they put so much emphasis on it, but we'll have to see in the future going forward. But speaking of things that have been given some emphasis, Gotham Knights gets a 4-player co-op mode for the Heroic Assault. It's called Heroic Assault, and it's gonna come out a month after launch. And I feel like the only reason this mode exists is because so many people, including myself, as soon as they saw the game trailers, and there's 4 different protagonists, and they said there's going to be co-op, I'm like, oh, okay, so you get to bring like 3 friends and play the game together. That'd be dope. But they're like, no, it's only 2-player co-op, which still kind of baffles me that decision was made in the first place. But now I guess they're trying to listen to their audience by providing them with a mode that's going to be in arena, like battle mode, from what I've read here on the Push Square article, where all the heroes are going to have like different objectives that they have to complete in order for the mission to be successful. So it sounds interesting. I'm liking it, but I'm also like, damn, I wish y'all could have included this in the main campaign. But we'll see if that can't be included for long. Probably not, but you know, I'd like to have some hope. I'd love to have some hope. Then something not quite as big. Oh, I also forgot to say this is the update section, but something that's not quite as big is that God of War Ragnarok will be getting its own PS5 bundle, which is pretty cool, so which means more PS5s will be available. So if you have been looking for a PS5 and you like God of War, this would be the perfect opportunity for you to jump on that. So make sure you grab it at launch. Let's see, is there any kind of release date? November 9th. So make sure you order. You might be able to pre-order for November 9th. It doesn't say pre-orders available, but I'll definitely keep my eye on it, because you know the bots will be coming for these PS5s. And then next up, for the Sonic fans here, we had an update for Sonic Frontiers talking about some of the combat and upgrades that are going to be included in the game. To me, they didn't look like, I don't know, I've kind of been skeptical about this game since IGN's unfortunate like reveal of the game, which was not anywhere near what the team wanted for its initial launch. But you know, it is what it is now. That was my first impression. But seeing this, like, it still looks much better than those original clips do, although the world still looks pretty empty to me. But in this trailer, we get to see some of the different abilities that Sonic's going to be able to use, like Sonic Boom and Phantom Rush, I believe they're called, which look pretty cool. I feel like the big thing that they're touching on but not giving me enough information on, so I'm still kind of cautious about it, is like this whole how the open world works and what makes it like worthy of being a part of the Sonic formula, instead of just going with a like enclosed environment, like a level design kind of thing, or enclosed level kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, Sonic fans seem to be pretty hype about this, so I guess what they're seeing must be good. So as long as it's good for them, it's good for me. On to some sad news, unfortunately. Final Fantasy VII, the mobile battle royale game, is going to be shutting down January 11th, 2023. And surprisingly, it looks like they're saying the reason for this is that they're just not able to deliver like the content that the fans were looking for. But from what I've seen, everybody that's actually played it has liked it a lot. But I also know that they are probably looking to gain a much bigger fan base, since they constantly advertise it in a lot of different state of plays, and it just didn't seem that appealing to me. So I'm sure that probably happened with a lot of other people. So it's unfortunate to see it go. But if you guys have any kind of, I think it says Shinra credits that put into the game, you will be able to use those until the server shut down. So spend some time with it while you can if you were playing the game. But on to some games that we will be able to play in the future. We've got the Epic Games Store's free games which are going to be coming out in the next couple days, October 20th, which is going to be Evoland Legendary Edition, which I'm not familiar with that, and Fallout 3. So it's looking like a remastered RPG, maybe? I don't know. Like, there was some high poly models, and now we're in like 8-bit. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Admittedly, I'll have to get my hands on it come the 20th, I guess. But moving on here to there's like a couple bits of unfortunate news, so bear with me on this. But it looks like Konami is continuing to go down the dark path of investing into the metaverse and blockchain. And they're looking for people to join their team to do like Web3 and like metaverse stuff. And it's kind of making me think, like, I guess there must be, like, I don't know if the Japanese audience is supporting this, because I'm pretty sure, like, everyone in the West has just been full stop, we don't want this, Konami. Like, you do not have to do this. So I don't know if it's, like, Japanese audience or market is supporting this, or I don't know who's supporting this enough where Konami feels comfortable with moving forward. But I feel like Konami is very quickly, as soon as this project comes together and launches, they're going to find out that people are not interested in this. But they'll have to learn the lesson the hard way, so sucks for that. And then we have another Activision Blizzard sexual harassment lawsuit incoming. This news came out a couple days ago as well, and I wanted to cover this just to keep them accountable, because they're supposedly trying to better themselves, and we have, you know, according to this article, we have yet to see that. We also had some news that broke, I want to say yesterday, all the days are blurring for me, but I believe we had some news that came out on the 17th, where Rooster Teeth was also receiving some accusations regarding being discriminatory towards like LGBTQ people, as well as people of color. So we have to hold these companies accountable. So I will try to find the link to the Rooster Teeth stuff, and I will put that in the description. Although the person that did report the Rooster Teeth, what happened to her at Rooster Teeth, or what happened to them at Rooster Teeth, has also gotten into a little bit of trouble for the things they've done in the past. So, you know, I have to take that into consideration as well. But this is yet another sexual harassment case being put against Activision Blizzard. Not sure when the actual action occurred, whether it was before acquisition or after. In any case, I'm really hoping that Phil Spencer or whoever at Xbox, who's also in charge of Activision Blizzard, can help take care of or clean up this kind of behavior, because I know a lot of people who really want to work with this company and a lot of their properties, but they're just constantly shooting themselves in the foot. And on to my last small segment here with some leaks and rumors. Phil Spencer was recently posting about the Fallout 25th anniversary, I believe, and showcased like some images of some items that he has to kind of like, you know, show his excitement for it. And at the top of his shelf here, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but we see like a little white looking brick thing, and it is the people believe that it is a prototype for the Keystone. And for those that don't know, the Keystone was supposed to be similar to like how a Roku works, and you just plug it into your computer, plug it into your TV, except the Keystone did not need a console or anything in order for it to work and to be able to play games, which sounds pretty revolutionary to me. Except for, you know, Microsoft has really been pushing development in the cloud area and is trying to get more people to get involved with the cloud and the ability to play on your phone. So the Keystone is probably not coming out anytime soon, although Phil Spencer has been known to kind of tease little prototypes like this, and Microsoft even made a comment about it on Twitter. So it's definitely something there. Will we see that come to fruition anytime soon? Probably not, but you know, if something does happen, we can definitely refer to this in the future. But that's everything I got for you guys this week. Still playing the same stuff that I've been playing, so no updates for you there. Hoping to get the next episode of Stray coming out soon. And yeah, let me know what you guys have seen so far as far as gaming news this week. We've got some more coming tomorrow and Thursday, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely be covering it here. So until then, hope you have a nice evening or a night. Or enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Peace.